the lady in the car with glasses and a gun. Just from the title alone, I was like, I need to watch this. This looks interesting. And I was looking at the girl throughout the whole thing, like, she looks so familiar, and I'm thinking, like, she's gorgeous, right? So I'm thinking, she's a model or something, like, I've seen her somewhere, in an ad maybe, I don't know, and then I look it up, because it was bothering me so much. She played Minnie in Skins, and it's like, who can blame me for forgetting that? Like, you cannot blame me for deleting those 2 seasons out of my head, like seasons 5 and 6. So yeah, she's in it. And also the younger girl from Nymphomaniac, she's in it. And it's a very interesting cast because it's a French movie, but the cast is like English, French, Scottish, Italian. So it was actually really interesting. And this movie, it's an hour and a half, but it went by so quickly for me. But at the same time, it felt like a lot happened. It felt like a solid movie. It didn't feel like it was just bullshit and then time passed. It felt really solid, and I have no idea if this is maybe based on a book. It has that feeling, like it might be. I don't know if it is. It might be. It has that feeling, and it reminded me a lot of Lolita, which is one of my favorite movies of all time. And it gave me the same feeling that Colorado Kid by Stephen King gave me, where it's a very simple story, but it's just engulfed in mystery. And it's about this girl who takes her boss and his family to the airport, and they ask her to, bring the car back. But she's like, they don't know. I can just drive the car for a couple days, go to the beach. They're not gonna find out. So as she drives towards the beach, weird things start happening where people start recognizing her as if she had been there before, which she in fact hadn't. So the whole thing, you're thinking like, is she crazy? Is like science fiction gonna come in and it's gonna be like time travel? Is someone framing her? Is she just absolutely crazy or what? And as the movie progresses, I had my theories about what might be happening. And towards the end, I think the movie makes it really obvious about what's happening. So, it's not a huge shock. And I was actually left with a few questions towards the end. I don't know if I maybe missed something. The explanation was going a bit quickly. Like, I feel like they rushed the last, 10 minutes a little bit. They could have, I would have been fine with adding, another 5 minutes to the movie. Like, that's fine. It wasn't a long movie. I wasn't bored. I wasn't, just waiting for it to end. So I would have been fine if they had added another 5 minutes to sort of explain things a bit better. I feel like it went by pretty quickly. But I was satisfied with the ending. I think it was good for what it was. To me, it's not about, when I watch a movie, it's not about the ending to me at all. It's about actually getting there, and it's about what it made me feel. So actually, especially with books, I read a lot, and I finish one book and I start another one immediately, and things just get mixed in together. So I actually don't remember plots. I don't, even my favorite books, I don't remember the plot, and I don't remember the ending. I don't even remember what happened, but I remember how it made me feel. And with movies, it's the same thing. I remember how it made me feel, and I remember if I enjoyed it or not, and I remember if I liked it or not. So with this one, I don't remember all the details of everything that happened, but I remember that, I enjoyed it so much, and it made me feel the same thing that The Colorado Kid did. And if you haven't read The Colorado Kid by Stephen King, that is one of my absolute favorite books by him, where it's just a simple story, as simple as it gets, but there's just so much mystery behind it. And this one, even though the mystery isn't that grand, it's a simple story about a girl driving somewhere and then shit happens. So I really enjoyed it. The acting was great, and the main girl, the girl that played Minnie in Skins, she was really good. She was fascinating to watch on screen. She was so pretty, and I think that like added something to her character. And she was just very interesting. You know, she would do and say things that, you know, a regular person might not say and do, but it made sense for her character. I feel like in a lot of movies, characters do weird, stupid shit just because, like, let's put a twist to it. But when she did it, it felt natural. Like, yes, she's a strange girl. This is something she would do. She would do something strange. And it felt okay for her to do weird things, even from like the first 5 minutes. Like, she's just talking to herself in the movie, and it's like, yeah, that makes sense. She would do that. She would do that. She would just talk to herself, and she would play like these little conversations in her head, and she would play little characters in her head. That makes sense to me. It's not coming out of nowhere, and it just fits with her. So I really like that. And I just like the way it made me feel. That's it. And, you know, I didn't know much about the movie beforehand. I didn't know what it was about or anything. I thought that it might be kind of like a Bonnie and Clyde thing without the Clyde, just the Bonnie. Like, I felt like maybe because it's the lady in the car with the gun, I figured she's just gonna, like, kill people, like, on a road trip or something. I had no idea what it was about, and it's not about that. So, but I would like to see a movie like that, where she just goes mental and kills everybody. But still, I really enjoyed it. It was really, really good, and, yeah, I highly recommend it. It's not a long movie, it's a fun time. I really like the way it looks. There's a lot of interesting transitions and a lot of interesting shots where the editing comes into play, where it skips between different moments in the same scene, or you have like two shots next to each other. The movie that did that really well was 500 Days of Summer, where it would show his expectations and then the reality. So it would do like that, you know, it would split the screen into two, and it would show different things, and it felt like comic book sometimes. Like, it had that sort of editing, so that was really fun. And yeah, it's just a nice little mystery that's not too complicated. I don't like when movies are complicated for the sake of being complicated and there's actually no deeper meaning behind it. This was complicated enough. It's a simple story with a little bit of mystery, and then you get to make your own conclusions, and that's it. And I was happy with it. I was happy with the way it looked. I was happy with the acting. And that's it. The lady in the car with glasses and a gun. And I appreciate the fact that she was so blind and she had to wear glasses like me, because I'm blind. And she would like take off her glasses and like put her face right up against the mirror to see herself, and I'm like, yes, I know the struggle. Like, I have to do that. I can even see in front of me. Like, yeah, so that was really nice. I felt represented in this movie. So yes, the struggle to see is real. So yeah.